Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Haribol. Okay. Prabhuji, can you please close the door? Hare Krishna, please accept my respectful and humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas assembled here. Why everybody is going? They'll come, I hope. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda थोड़ा जोर से Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Bharinishwara Radha Bharinishwara Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopijana Vallabha Radha Gopijana Vallabha Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शता श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada की, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की, कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति शिल प्रभुपाद की. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शता श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री रविदास ठाकुर की. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, गंगामयी की, यमुनामयी की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी देवी की, समावेत भक्तवृंद की, ग्रंथ राजा श्रीमद् भागवतम की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की, मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, बलराम देश धाम की. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are trying to understand from 4.1.34 to 4.1.36, and all the three shlokas doesn't have any purport, so I am going to discuss a topic which is very important and also very relevant to practicing devotees, so please, Hare Krishna. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकम्. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरूं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे बृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. నారాయణం నమస్కృత్య నరం చైవ నరోత్తమం దేవీం సరస్వతీం వ్యాసం తదో జయముదీరయే నష్టప్రాయేషు భద్రేషు నిత్యం భాగవత సేవయా భగవతీరుత్తమశ్లోకే భక్తిర్భవతి నైష్టకీ. హరే కృష్ణ. శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం 4.1.34. శ్రద్ధా త్వంగీరసా పత్ని చతశ్రో సుతకన్యకాః సినివాలి కుహూరాక చతుర్థి అనుమతిస్తథా. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat the translation after me. Angira's wife, Shraddha, gave birth to 4 daughters named Sinivali, Kuhu, Raka and Anumati. 4.1.35. No purport. Tat putra vapara vastam kayatau swarochise nrate uttatyo bhagavan sakshat brahmishtascha brihaspatihi. Besides these 4 daughters, she also had another 2 sons. One of them was known as Uttatya and the other was the learned scholar Brihaspati. Pulastyo ajanyat patnyam Agastyam cha havirbhuvi so anya janmani dahrair vishravascha mahatapaha. Pulastya begot in his wife Havirbhu one son of the name Agastya, who in his next birth became Dahragni. Besides him, Pulastya begot another very great and saintly son, whose name was Vishrava. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramanandamadavam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jayatam Surator Pangor Mama Mandamate Gatim Matsarvaswapadam Bojo Radha Madanamohano Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya namo namaha Govindaya namo namaha Govindaya namo namaha. Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna. The 3 shlokas which we read are all information actually, So there is no purport also, and when Srila Prabhupada thought it fit not to give any purport to that, I do not dare to say anything about that. That's why I took up one topic which is very relevant to all the practicing Vaishnavas, devotees. That is, who is our greatest obstacle in practicing Krishna consciousness? What is the greatest obstacle? Can anybody tell us? Yes, everybody guessed it 100% correctly. So, our own mind is our greatest obstacle, correct? Obstacles doesn't come from outside. It comes from within us actually. So, in fact, the world outside us is more encouraging than our own minds actually. Many people they say, oh, my spouse is not cooperating with me in executing Krishna consciousness. My husband is not cooperating. My children are very naughty. My job is very demanding. So many excuses we have, but none of them is valid. The only valid obstacle to practicing Krishna consciousness is our own mind. Adi Adhyatmika. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. Out of this, Adhyatmika Tapatra is one of the very dangerous and very formidable challenge to our execution of Krishna consciousness. Everybody agree with me? Correct? So, how to overcome the mind's challenges in practicing Krishna consciousness? How to overcome the challenges posed by the mind? See, the journey of spiritual growth is often riddled with many obstacles and distractions, many of which are from our own minds. See, if somebody is serious in practicing Krishna consciousness, he will definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, people, upstarts who come, in the beginning, who come regularly to temple, they will think that, oh, what is the difficulty? It's so nice, Srila Prabhupada's mission, come to temple, dance, see the deities, eat prasadam, that's it, you are set. There is no obstacle, there is no problem in executing Krishna consciousness. Who says this? Upstarts, who are just starting the spiritual life. But those who have spent 15, 20, 25 years, executing Krishna consciousness, they know the problems faced by the devotees. Krishna consciousness or spiritual path is not a bed of roses. There are many obstacles, there are many formidable obstacles, formidable distractions, and we almost all the times we fall prey to such distractions posed by our own mind. See, the mind is very clever. Mind is very, very clever. First, it will bring something which is very alluring, which is very attractive, and say, Raganugha Prabhu, go for this. This will give you the maximum happiness. Trust my words. You go for it, you will get happiness. And Raganugha Prabhu believed his mind and went for that particular, sense enjoyment. And once the enjoyment is completed, then Raganugha Prabhu started regretting. The promise which the mind gave, it didn't even fulfill 15 to 20% of the promise which the mind made. Correct? Everybody is this everybody's experience. When you want to do something sinful, when you want to do something which is against the Shastras, initially the euphoria, the excitement is very high. But once after you have done that, what will remain? The only thing which will remain is not the happiness or bliss. The only thing which remains is regret. Regret. See, the mind which bought and it was dangling the sense enjoyment in front of you, the very same mind, after you have indulged in that, it will start also flagging you, chastising you. You are 25 years into Krishna consciousness. This is the silly way you are behaving. Who is asking this? My own mind. Raganugha, what is wrong with you? Why you are behaving like this? You are 25 years into Krishna consciousness. Is this the way you behave? So, first it dangled the carrot, then it used the stick also. Is it everybody's experience? Can everybody relate with this? Correct, no? The mind gave me a sense object or a sense enjoyment which is so attractive. It promised me so much. In reality, there was nothing. And in the end, the very same mind started beating me also, saying that you are a senior devotee, you are 25 years into Krishna consciousness, and you are behaving in such a silly way. What is this? Then I will be cursing myself, I will be beating myself. Is it everybody's experience? Correct or not? So, we have to be very watchful about our mind. We have to be wary of our mind. Do not think that your mind is your friend. Most of the times what we think, this request for enjoyment is coming from within me. So, it must be good for me. Why will my mind recommend me something which is bad for me? Correct? Correct? My own mind is telling me, Raganugha Prabhu, go ahead and enjoy it. Why should I doubt my mind? Why should I doubt my mind? When my own mind is saying something, go ahead and enjoy, really it must be true. Correct? But it is not true. It is not true. Please be wary of your mind. When the mind is under your control, it is the best of your friends. But the same mind, when it is not under the control of our buddhi, intelligence, it is your worst enemy also. Correct? Everybody agree with me? So, as practitioners of Krishna consciousness, we find ourselves repeatedly failing short of our aspirations, our intentions, and this leads to feelings of, frustration and disappointment. Correct? We have set a goal, we have set some standards for ourselves, but repeatedly we find ourselves falling short of those standards. So, I will just give an example. Yesterday, Raganugha Bhaktiman Das kept an alarm at 4 o'clock. It is the intention of Raganugha Bhaktiman Das that he should finish at least 2/3 of the japa out of 16 rounds. At least 2/3 should be completed before Raganugha Bhaktiman Das goes to his office. That is the intention. And Raganugha Prabhu kept the alarm at 4 o'clock. Trust me, if Raganugha Prabhu gets up at 4 o'clock, he can easily finish 12 rounds of japa before he finishes his breakfast and goes to office. But what time 4 o'clock alarm promptly it rang. But what Raganugha Prabhu did, he just snoozed it, and when he got up next, it went like a flash. When he got up next, it was 5:15 a.m. 1 hour, 15 minutes. How many rounds you can chant in 1 hour and 15 minutes? 10 rounds, easily 10 rounds, correct? So 10 rounds gone. Then hurriedly he went to bath, he applied tilakam and he did his arati and he sat for japa. Then already time was ticking out, he could finish only 4 rounds of japa. Only 4 rounds of japa. And of course, he will complete his rounds while driving to office, 2 rounds, while coming back for lunch in the afternoon, another 2 rounds, then again afternoon going to office, another 2 rounds, evening while coming back, another 2 rounds, so 8 rounds gone, another 4 rounds somehow he will manage. But that japa is like that of a contractor who is trying to escape the delay penalty. Somehow he will finish his job, correct? He will not speed up his job in the beginning. When the deadline is coming, then he will deploy laborers day and night. Somehow he wants to finish and escape the delay penalty and take his money and say goodbye to the project. Correct? Many of you are experienced dealing with the contractors. Some of you are working in the contracting field. Some of you are consultants. So the contractor is always interested in his money and trying to escape the delay penalty. Correct? Everybody agree with me? So our japa should not be like that of a contractor trying to finish his work to escape the delay penalty. Correct? Our japa should be done in the serenity with a clear focus, clear concentration when nobody is bothering you. Early morning 5 o'clock, no customer of you will call you. No deadlines will come. Of course, mind will play its regular games. You have to do this in today's office. You have to, it will bring a big list. While you are sleeping, nothing will come. Only when you sit for japa, then all the pending jobs, pending deadlines, everything will come into your mind. So what I suggest, keep a small piece of, the diary and a pen. If you really feel so much troubled by your mind, just write it down. Tell your mind, Baba, I have already written it. You don't have to remind me again. I have already written it. And then continue with your japa. Then what happened? Okay, morning it went like this. Then Raganugha Prabhu also had determined that he will limit the intake of prasadam. Limit the intake of prasadam. So when he sat for the prasadam for the breakfast, as usual, instead of 3 dosas, Raganugha Prabhu ended up eating 5 dosas. There also he didn't meet the standards and the goals that he has kept for himself. 5 dosas were consumed. As a result, he was seeing his glucose monitor, it went up to 240, and then it stabilized and it went into a nosedive. And again it came back to, after 3-4 hours, it came back to 160 or 170. This is again another failure. And Raganugha Prabhu also had determined that evening, at least 4 mala of japa while walking. I have a long walking area around my house. I can do a parikrama to Krishna also, Radha Krishna also, and I can also chant japa. And Raganugha Prabhu went home at 6 o'clock. He settled down on his nice sofa. Then the mobile, that is my wife, mobile is always with you. He one thing which somebody sent, he started saying it. Then there was on YouTube, one shorts popped up actually. Raganugha Prabhu started scrolling one after another, and 1 hour 15 minutes was lost in searching for, in watching the YouTube shorts. How many of you have experienced this? Raise your hands. All of us. My mother, 83-year-old my mother, she didn't even know how to operate a mobile 3-4 years back. Then from going from Bahrain, I got her a nice smartphone. Now you can see she is seeing like this. You know, one after the other. You know, YouTube shorts. It's so attractive, no? So attractive. Then Raganugha didn't go for japa walk. He didn't go for japa walk. Then Raganugha Prabhu also had determined that I should do swadhyay for at least 45 minutes in a day. At least 45 minutes in a day. You know. Then the book is there, the dining table is there, lamp is there. Somehow, you know, to start it, it is becoming very difficult for him. Ultimately, he said, I will do it from tomorrow onwards. Correct? That tomorrow will never come. You write it on the wall, I will do it tomorrow. Whenever you see the wall, it will be tomorrow only. How many of you have experienced this? Swadhyay, we are determined, but we do not do this. Correct? So these are all the tricks played by whom? Mind. You know, our own mind. So many of us can relate to this struggle, correct? Experience of frustration. Bhagavad Gita provides a profound insight into this struggle actually. Lord Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6.36. What he says? Asamshayatmana yogo dushprapa iti me matihi vashyatmana tu yatata shakyo vaptum upayataha. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada the key. Please repeat the translation after me. Please repeat after me. For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. Krishna himself is saying, those people whose mind is not under their control, for such people, self-realization or God-realization is a very, very difficult task. And who are those people whose mind is not under their control? Some karmis who are working on the road, no? Walking on the road. Or we ourselves. It is we ourselves actually. You know? So such people, it is very difficult work. But those who are trying, I am not saying completely under control, but trying through an appropriate means. Which is the appropriate means? Appropriate means is Krishna consciousness. You know, ISKCON. So when you come to temple regularly, when you associate with devotees, when you have a fixed daily sadhana, when you eat only prasadam, when you come and have darshan of the deities and associate and listen to the classes, believe me, we are working out a process. When you work the process nicely, the process will start working for you actually. This is the simple fact. If you work the process nicely, work means what? The process of Krishna consciousness. If you work this process nicely, the process also will start working for you. As simple as that. So, the mind is by nature, mind is notoriously rebellious. Rebellious means if you tell the mind take a left turn, it will say I will take a right turn. Ulta. जो भी आप बोलता है, मन करता है, उल्टा ही करता है. No, that's why it's called as very, very rebellious. Rebel. Rebel star. You know, there is in Kannada movie there is one rebel star. He is always rebelling actually. Whatever people say, he will say, I will do the opposite actually. Such people are called rebel stars. So our mind is the biggest rebel star. So mind is always resisting any attempt by us to bring it under control. Because the mind doesn't like being kept under control. Any of us who likes to be told what to do? If somebody comes and tells, Prabhu, what you are doing is not correct, don't do like this. What will be your reaction? Oh, is it Prabhu? I am sorry. I will correct my ways. Will you say like that? The moment somebody says, Prabhu, what you are doing is not appropriate. Please don't do it. What will be your reaction? Immediately we will retort, who are you? What is your position? Who are you to tell, whether in his office Or when Mataji says something, Prabhu, don't do this, let's go, not go there, let's go here. You know better than me. You know better than me. It is my house and I will decide what to be done. How many of us have told like this? Many of us have done this actually. Although Matajis are very wise, they are very, well meaning, we still reject their proposals actually. To our own fall down. We will fall down as a result of that. So, better to, mind is so rebellious and it doesn't want to be controlled. So, that's why Srila Prabhupada, what he did, Srila Prabhupada never told, you control your mind. Did you read any of his purports, any of his books? Srila Prabhupada never said, control your mind. But he gave us a alternative therapy. What is that? Engage your mind. Controlling the mind is the most difficult task to do and it is impossible. Why? Why, you may ask me? Why it is so difficult to control the mind? Because the mind is a product of the material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. As you are all aware, Krishna has three energies. One is his internal energy, one is his external energy, and another is the marginal energy, which are living entities. Actually, marginal energy is superior to the external energy. But still, since external energy is one of the energies of Krishna, the marginal energy gets covered by the external energy, and he loses all his spiritual strength. That is because the three modes of material nature, which are the characteristics of the material energy, the jiva comes under the influence of the three modes of material nature, and due to false ego, he will start thinking, I am this body. Correct? That is the fundamental. The first covering of the soul is ahankar or false ego. What is the real ego? Real ego is Jivera Swarupahaya Nityara Krishnadas. That is the real ego. I am part and parcel of Krishna. My fundamental duty is to render loving service to Krishna. But falsely, the jiva is thinking, it coming under the influence of three modes of material nature, and ahankar, it is thinking, I am this body and I want to enjoy this material world. Everything here attractive is for my own enjoyment. Correct? So, Srila Prabhupada gave us an alternative. Now, I will not call it as method. I will call it as a therapy. Therapy. To cure a disease, you need a therapy. Correct? You need a medicine and also you need physiotherapy. So, Srila Prabhupada said, don't ever try to control the mind, but instead of that, you engage your mind in the loving devotional service of the Lord. And it worked. It worked. People, see, we are nothing actually. Many gurus, many sannyasis, great stalwart sannyasis, they were big womanizers, they were drug addicts, they were drunkards. Such people gave up everything and they became pure devotees of Krishna only because they followed Srila Prabhupada implicitly. Compared to them, we are not so bad, correct? We are not drinking, we are not womanizing, we are not drug addicts. Okay, we have some, we eat little more prasadam, but that is nothing compared to taking drugs and, consuming alcohol or, being very promiscuous with other persons of the opposite sex. This is nothing. Okay, we may get up little late, we may eat little more prasadam. Believe me, this is not as serious as what they were. But why we are not progressing? Because those people who are womanizers, drug addicts, alcohol abusers, they followed Srila Prabhupada implicitly. But we are not doing that. That is the only difference. Those who followed Srila Prabhupada, they went back home back to Godhead and they became Paramahamsas. Whereas although we were not as sinful as those people, still our faith in Srila Prabhupada, our faith in this process is not as strong as those people. Yesterday, I was reading one realization by Govinda Dasi. When Srila Prabhupada left New York, he went to San Francisco, and from there he went back to India. The way she has described, she was crying piteously. Prabhupada is leaving us. Their attachment to Srila Prabhupada was so strong. When his car was going, she sat on the street and she was crying actually. Has any one of us cried like this for our Guru Maharaj? Has any one of us? She was sitting on the road where everybody would have spat, and Srila Prabhupada's car was going, and Srila Prabhupada saw her, and while he was going, he lifted both his hands and he blessed Govinda Dasi, and as a result today, she is such an exalted soul. Everybody agree with me? Have we ever cried for our Guru Maharaj? Like that. Guru Maharaj earlier used to come, but nowadays, due to his health conditions, he is not able to come. Any one of us have we shed our tears one day for Guru Maharaj like that? If we had done that, we would have been in a much better position than what we are now. But still, nothing is lost. See, in Krishna consciousness, nothing is lost. You start it at the age of 8 or you start it at the age of 80, it is all the same actually. Of course, when the body is strong, you can render more service to him. When the body becomes weak, you can render different types of service to Krishna, but service will never end actually. So when we become old, we can chant very nicely. You can sit in one place. You can contemplate on the pastimes of Krishna. You can meditate on the pastimes of Krishna. You can talk soothing words to the Vaishnavas. You can chant your japa nicely. No distraction, no office, no deadlines, no targets. Sit peacefully in your home when you become old and you start Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. What prevents you from doing? Whether you are in whatever place you are, whatever circumstances you are, nothing will stop you from chanting the holy name of Krishna. Correct? That seva you can do anytime. So, one of the Srila Prabhupada gave us this therapy. What is that? Engage yourself in loving devotional service of Krishna. You can very easily get rid of all the anarthas which you are having. Instead of trying to control the rebellious mind, which is impossible, I told you, because it is one of the energies of Krishna. The Maya Devi, which is, your mind is a product of external energy of Krishna, which is one of the energies of Krishna, and it is not easy to defeat the energy of Krishna. Impossible. Daivi hesya gunamayi mama maya duratyaya maam eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Ramesh and Suresh were close friends. Suresh was having a very palatial bungalow. Ramesh one day went to meet Suresh. And Ramesh, there was a board in front of the house, beware of dog. Ramesh didn't observe that. Ramesh opened the gate and he started going inside. And then he could see that from a distance, one Doberman was chasing him actually. And Ramesh ran for his life. It was growling, it was barking. Ramesh ran for his life. Somehow he closed the door at the nick of the time. Otherwise, that Doberman's teeth would have sunk deeply into his flesh and he would have been admitted into a hospital. He saved himself in the nick of time. Then he thought, oh, this is impossible. Let me do an idea. I will go to the backside of the house. From there I will enter. So this Doberman is more clever than Ramesh actually. The moment he started looking here and there, it ran to the backside of. So when he went to the back of the house, it was already there. He was doing like that. Then what to do? Then Ramesh thought, how will? Then he's, oh Suresh, can you please open the door for me? Who said this? Ramesh said to his friend. Then immediately Suresh heard his cries and he immediately he came out and he said, hey, Smokey, come here. Smokey, come here. Then, Smokey went and sat with him. Then he gestured Suresh, come in now. Now he will not do anything. So Ramesh hesitatingly went actually. Although he was, the Smokey was under control by Suresh, still very hesitantly he entered. He went inside the home. He said, please put the dog outside and you lock the room. So dog was kept outside and room was locked and they started chatting with each other. Who is Ramesh? Who is Suresh? And who is the dog? And can you relate it? Actually, the dog was the material energy of which our mind is a part of. So don't try to fight with your mind. Don't try to control it. Impossible. Can you control a mad, ferocious dog? You have to run for your life. That is the better method. Instead of trying to confront it and to bring it under control. And Suresh is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That dog belongs to him. The moment Suresh say, hey Smokey, keep quiet, sit down, immediately she will follow his instructions. And then Suresh will say, come Ramesh, now you go inside. And what is the meaning of going inside? Meaning of going inside is going back home, back to Godhead. So if Suresh feels that Sundara Kanaya Prabhu is a very sincere devotee, then he will say to Smokey, hey Smokey, sit down, let Sundara Kanaya get inside. Then Sundara Kanaya Prabhu's life is made. He will go back home, not immediately, but after your... No, nobody should think that, what is this Prabhu is saying? He will go back home, back to Godhead. Means don't ever think like that. You have 100 years Ayu. So after we finish our business here, immediately we will go back home, back to Godhead, provided Ramesh is asking Smokey to let him in. So our business is the way Suresh called out to Ramesh. Ramesh, I want to come in, but your dog is not allowing me. We also should call out to whom? Krishna. We should say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. If your cries are sincere, if you really want to get inside the house, you have to cry very sincerely. Suresh can easily hear your cries. He will come out and he will tell his Smokey to keep quiet. Believe me, this is the only way you can cross over this formidable ocean of samsara. Otherwise, if you try to, like karmis, like jnanis, like yogis, they are trying to fight everything on their own. They will fight for a while, but eventually they will fall down. It is impossible. It is impossible. Only the devotees of the Lord Sri Krishna, only devotees of the Lord Sri Krishna can fight against Maya. They will not fight, of course. And she is also not our enemy. Nobody should think that Maya Devi is our enemy. She is our friend, actually. She is only doing her job which has been assigned to her by Krishna. Because Krishna is very particular that pure devotional service is not granted to those people who are not serious about their spiritual life. Everybody agree with me? If you go to, Chaturvida Bhajante Mam, Jana Sukritinarjuna, Artho Jignasura Artarthi, Gnanicha Bharatarshaba. If you have some distress, if you are after economic development, if you are curious, inquisitive, or you need knowledge, Krishna says, Sukriti, all of them are pious, and he will give it also. But when it comes to giving pure devotional service, Krishna is very, very choosy. Screening is done. Proper screening is done. If you apply for American visa for American embassy, how much they will screen you? Because they don't want any unscrupulous people to enter into America. They will screen it in various stages. Similarly, a company wants to recruit a young engineer. There will be written test. There will be interview. There will be group discussion. So many stages you have to pass through. Correct? Krishna also is very, very choosy in awarding devotional service. If you want some money, if you want some position, fame, power, children, good wife, bank balance, bungalow, okay, take. Because he is Yogakshemam Vahamyam. But when it comes to awarding devotional service, he is very, very choosy. Why? Because if he awards you devotional service, he will become subservient to you. आप लोग नचा सकते हैं भगवान को. Krishna, that's why he is very, very choosy. But even such Krishna, who is very, very choosy in awarding devotional service, but he is very lenient in the month of Kartik. He is very lenient in the month of Kartik. Unscrupulous people who are not at all serious about spiritual life like me, even myself, just by offering one Gila Parthi to Lord Damodara Bhagavan and reciting the Damodara Ashtaka, they can get the award of devotional service. Who doesn't want this boon? Only fools and idiots, they will say, I don't want to participate in Damodara Puja. Because Krishna is in such a magnificent, such a munificent, such a compassionate mood, even non-serious practitioners of Krishna consciousness, they also will get awarded the Vara, of devotional service. And in turn, what they are asking? Do they ask Krishna for moksha? Varam deva mokshamna moksha vadimva nachanyam graneham varezashapiha idam te vapurnata gopala balam sada manasyema sada me manasyam. Yes. What do they ask? I don't want liberation. No, sorry, keep it with you. All the siddhis, all the mukti, everything, you keep it with you. I want only your beautiful face. Let it always be in the forefront of my mind. This is what Satyavrata Muni is asking for Krishna. He doesn't want liberation. Liberation is asked by people who are very low in the, in spiritual life actually. Devotees of the Lord will never go and ask Krishna for liberation. Krishna puts us in this material world, yes, we are ready. Krishna sends us to another Jagat, we are ready. Wherever devotional service is available, wherever association of devotees is available, and wherever prasadam is available, devotees are ready to go anywhere. They are not bothered actually. Prasadam is very, very, of the three, prasadam is most important for us. Those who are like me actually. So, this to navigate this dangerous cycle of confronting the mind, what we have to do? We have to become proactive in our response to the mind. See, instead of accepting passively the dictates of the mind, we should start putting in our mind the devotional stimuli. Devotional stimuli. Every stimuli will have a response. So if you put a stimuli of sense gratification, you have to respond to that. But if you put a stimuli of devotional service, you will also respond by devotional service only. Where do you get the devotional stimuli? If you sit alone in your house, will devotional stimuli come to you? As I told you before, if you sit alone, you will be busy watching your smartphone. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything is available. If you sit alone in your home. But when you are in the association of devotees, you get the devotional stimuli, which will spur you to do some activity. Okay, there are some devotees who are very exalted. Even if they sit at home alone, they will be doing devotional service, they will be reading books, they will be reading spiritual literature, they will be offering arati, they will be doing their japa. But me and you, unfortunately, we are not so exalted. Correct? If you sit at home, we will waste our time. For that reason, Srila Prabhupada built this hospital. This is a hospital actually. This is not a temple. It's a hospital where spiritually sick people come here to get the therapy of Krishna consciousness. Everybody agree with me? This is a hospital. Spiritually sick, not mentally sick. Mentally we are all okay. But spiritually we are sick actually. There is no interest to perform devotional service. There is no interest to chant japa. There is no interest to have darshan of Krishna. Krishna always comes last in the list of our priorities. Even when difficulties come to us, we don't go to Krishna immediately. Okay, devotees of the Lord does it. But most of the people, Krishna is the last resort. Last resort. And even then, they don't go with full faith. They will see, Arey, sab kuch try kiya, let us go and see Krishna also. Maybe he will help. This is the kind of attitude we have. But we have to put Krishna in the top of our priority list. There was one young boy in a town. One day, he takes a rose flower and goes to a very beautiful girl. He sits down in front of her and says, I love you. And the girl was thrilled actually. Girl was thrilled. Then the girl asked him, what is it that you find so attractive in me? Why me? She asked actually. And the boy said, see, I tried with all the beautiful girls in the city. None of them accepted me. So at last, I have come to you. So if the girl listens this, what would be her reaction? What would be her reaction? Get lost or even thappad bhi milega actually, and she will never marry him. But if that girl is in big love, madly love with this boy, then she will tolerate that insult also, and still she will marry him. Correct? So our business with Krishna also is like this. We have been neglecting for lifetimes. No attention at all. Whereas Krishna is eagerly waiting when Prabhu will come and look at me. He will never give up his hope on us. He will never give up his hope on us. Parents, sometimes they will give up their hope on their children. Correct? They go to America, they don't even call them. And even some parents, my own relatives I have seen, even when their parents died, they didn't come from USA to India. They said, I don't have leave. So, such parents, they will give up their hope on. Burhan Wani, the Jammu and Kashmir, there was one big terrorist. His name was Burhan Wani. He had killed so many people. At last, when he was captured, his parents, both father and mother, said, we have given up on him. You can kill him or you can put him in prison. Wherever you want to take, you take him. He is not our child anymore. But Krishna, with all your neglect, neglect not only this janma, Bahukoti janma, you have turned your back on him. But still, when you decide to go to Krishna, will he ask you, why did you delay? Suppose somebody doesn't come to us for many years. Afterwards, if you go, abhi aaya tum, abhi mera yaad aa gaya tumko. Bolta hai na hum log. But Krishna will never. He doesn't see why you went to him. For him, you have gone to him. That itself is a big thing. Can you find a better friend than this? He will never say, why you have come late? Why you have neglected me all this time? He will never say like that. And whatever may be your condition, whatever may be the condition of your consciousness, he will never say, Arre Baba, you are so contaminated. Please don't come to me. Will Krishna ever say like that? Whatever may be your fallen state, however much fallen you are, however degraded you are, Krishna will never give up on you actually. Like a mother, she will never give up on her son. It is very, very difficult. So Krishna will never. So when you find this kind of generosity of Krishna, then you start feeling, Arre, why did I neglect him for so long? I should have approached him before only. Why I suffered so much? So this is the great. And he is so attractive. Krishna is so attractive. He is so friendly. What is that? Suhradam sarvabhutanam natvamam shantir mrichati. What is the beginning of the shloka? Bhoktaram yagnatapsam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhradam sarvabhutanam natvamam shanti mrichati. Those people who understand that Krishna is the well-wishing friend of all the living entities, such people will attain permanent, lasting peace. Otherwise, there is no peace in this material world. There is no peace at all in this material world. Unless and until you repose your faith in Krishna, then you can never be peaceful in this material world. Those people who understand that Krishna is the recipient of all the austerities, all the yagnas, all the tapa, such people only will become peaceful. So, do I have another 5 minutes time? Okay. So, that is the message Krishna is giving to all. And especially this Damodara month, it's a huge bumper discount sale. Bumper discount sale. Nobody should miss this opportunity. Whatever you have done for the past 11 months, this 1 month you dedicated for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, this lifetime you give it for Krishna. You have had hundreds and millions of births, but this particular birth you give it to Krishna. That's why in Balaramdesh we are saying, this particular month, okay, if you are not your whole lifetime, this particular month you give it to Krishna, Damodara. And what is the benefits you are going to get? I was telling in the other class in one of the Damodara. See, in our conditioned state, we will not even understand what benefits we are getting. Why? Because we are so much immersed in Maya, so much conditioned that we will not know. But where you get this information? The information you get in the Shastras. Even non-serious practitioners, they also can get Krishna Prema. And once you get Krishna Prema, that is the perfection of your life. There is nothing beyond that. Now see, people who are practicing Krishna consciousness, even if they don't practice yoga, karma, gnana, that's part of the package. If you are practicing Krishna consciousness sincerely, everything is added on to you. But those who are practicing only either yoga or karma or gnana, they will not achieve perfection unless they add Krishna consciousness into it. You got my point? Those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, everything is given to them as a package. But those who are practicing either yoga or gnana or karma, unless and until they add Krishna consciousness to it, they will not achieve the highest perfection of life. Now this is the guaranteed point. Srila Prabhupada used to stress on that point. So, Damodara month is a very, very special opportunity. However wretched, see sometimes when we fall down repeatedly and we fall down grievously, as if it is a hopeless situation, there is no point of return, then we may think that, oh, Krishna is so far away from me, I am in such a horrible situation, such a fallen condition. I think I will not be able to get Krishna. Impossible, it's impossible. He is very far off from us. But fortunately, this thinking is wrong. Whatever may be your condition, however hopeless you may feel, Krishna is never far away from you. How far is Krishna away from you? Krishna is not very far from you. How far is he away? He is just one thought away from you. One thought away from you. The moment you remember Krishna, the moment one thought comes into your mind about Krishna, immediately you have become Pavan. That's why it's called Patit Pavan. Patita Pavan. Vaishnavas are also Patit Pavan. Nalakavara and Manigriva, they came for a little one moment of association with Narad Muni, and also they got cursed. Not in coming to association. They got a sharp, they got cursed by Narad Muni, but still, what a fantastic opportunity. What a fantastic. See, okay, you get cursed, but if by that if you can have darshan of Krishna, isn't it a fantastic opportunity? Now, if I give this option to you, Prabhu, one great saintly person is coming, he will curse you to become a tree, but at the end of 5,000 years, you will get darshan of Krishna. How many of us will be ready for such a assignment? To become tree is Stand for 5,000 years. In the end, you will get Krishna. Then you will say, no, I don't want your Krishna. I don't want your curse also. Get lost, you will say like that. Correct or not? But Nalakora and Manigriva, they repented and they got cursed. And when they became trees, what was their condition? What was in their mind? They didn't have any project, target, deadlines. Because trees, they don't have any freedom. They can't even look here, they can't look there. They are constrained. And all the time what they are thinking, when Krishna will come and deliver me from this condition. That was the only thought which was running in their mind. When Krishna will come, when he will end our miserable situation. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Smaranam. Thinking like this, what happened? All the anarthas which they had, all the accumulated sanchita prarabdha karma, everything was burnt to ashes. Everything was burnt to ashes. Correct? If you also want to burn to ashes, whatever sanchita prarabdha karma which you have already stored nicely in your personality, the only way is to remember Krishna. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Correct? And how I can remember Krishna all the time? Simply by chanting his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, we do Shravanam, we do Kirtanam, and we do Vishnu Smaranam. All the three are accomplished in one task. And the more you remember Krishna, the more you become cleansed, and ultimately you become eligible to go back home to Godhead. You don't have to wait like Nalakora and Manigriva to become trees for 5,000 long years. You don't have to do that. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, coming to temple regularly, following in the footsteps of your senior Vaishnavas, having your faith in Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, and having faith in our scriptures, anybody can easily go back home, back to Godhead within this very lifetime itself. It is not, although it's a difficult job, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, we have been so sinful. How long does it take to eradicate all the reactions to our sinful life? Then Prabhupada became very stern and he said, are you not listening to our lectures? Are you not reading Bhagavad Gita? How long does it take? It takes 1 minute. He said, it takes only, many of you must have seen that video. It takes 1 minute. Follow our instructions. Come to temple regularly. Chant the holy name of Krishna. Eat Krishna Prasadam. Read our scriptures. You will go back home, back to Godhead within this very lifetime itself. There is no doubt. So nobody should think that, hey, I am in such a horrible situation. Will I ever be able to go back home, back to Godhead? Nobody become despondent like this. Nobody have a negative attitude like this. Whatever may be your condition, you tell Krishna is more stronger. Krishna is more magnificent than some anarthas which I have in my heart. What is your anarthas in front of Krishna? Light worms. You have seen light worms? Night they are very strong. They will be blinking. Night light worms. But the same light worms, when the sun rises in the horizon, what is their status? That is, they are become insignificant. So what is your anartha? It is nothing. Okay, you may be committing some mistakes, like I told you, getting up late, or not completing your rounds, or eating some food which is not other than prasadam. Small chota mota mistakes you are doing. Don't have too much worry about that. Believe in the strength of Krishna. Believe in the strength of this process. Soon you will Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashat. A devotee of Krishna will never get ruined. Okay, there are chota mota mistakes here. Eventually you will get rid of all this and you will start shining like gold. Devotees are pure 24 karat gold. Actually, they will shine like that. Okay, we have some problems. We have some ego. We are having little krodha. We are having little kama. It is there. But if you are serious about this process, in the end, you will be shining like 24 karat gold. So, never ever blaspheme a devotee. There may be some mistakes in devotees, but always devotees has to be respected. Vaishnava aparad. See, sinful activities you can just by simply one time chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you can mitigate all the effects of sinful activities. But aparad are more serious. Do not commit aparad. When you come to temple also, you may see some mistakes. Don't make it a big mountain out of a molehill. There may be some defects in devotees, but always respect them for their surrender. Always respect them for their chanting the holy name of Krishna. Also respect them for always eating prasadam. You can find so many wonderful activities. Once Gaur Govind Maharaj, one devotee came to him. Maharaj, such and such a devotee, he is very bad. I saw him behaving very inappropriately with another person and all. He went on with a big list. Then Orissa, what is his name? Gaur Govind Maharaj. No? Then he said, okay, I agree. I also have observed all this. But did you find any good quality in him? Yes, Maharaj. He sings Aarti song very beautifully. Then why you didn't tell that first? You went on listing all his negative qualities. In the end, after I prompted you, then you have come out with a positive quality. So try to always see the good in devotees. Not only devotees, try to always see good in everybody. Neglect the bad part of it. See always the good. Then what happens? You will start shining like a 24-karat gold. So all the devotees, including myself, I am telling it to myself, nobody should despair. Nobody should think that we are a hopeless gone case. We always have a chance. And whatever may be the worst situation you are in, still there is hope. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Apavitra pavitrova sarvavasthankatopiva yasmaret pundarikaksham sabahyabyantara shuchi. Just by remembering Pundarikaksha once, you will be cleansed inside out. You will start shining like 24-karat gold. I hope all the people who are sitting here, we will start shining like 24-karat gold, and at the end of our journey, we all will go back home, back to Godhead, and we will be shaking hands in where? Goloka, Vrindavan. Oh, Kirtanesha Prabhu is there. Sundarakana Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. We will be shaking hands with each other. Where? In the spiritual world. I have that hope, I have that aspiration, and I have that confidence. I request you also, please cultivate that hope, aspiration, and confidence. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Hare Krishna.
That should be 1 hour, 2 hours.
Hare Krishna. That you do, Prabhu.
But your class covered from starting from mind control up to giving us hope. There have been codes of conduct, and the cherry on the cake was you also included Damodar Katha in this Damodar month, without which a Bhagavatam class would be incomplete.
Correct.
Go to one point about that Ramesh and Suresh analogy which you gave. You have aptly explained with no doubt. But I would like to go one point on that about the gate and about that instruction of beware of dog which we missed. So, what is the gate stands for and what is the instruction of beware of the dog which we missed to see?
Yes. The gate stands for the threshold. See, before committing a sinful activity, a voice will prompt from you within, correct? If you neglect that voice and get inside, you will be mauled by the dog. That gate represents that threshold. You will be alerted. And who is giving that alertness? Krishna sitting as Chaitya Guru in our heart, Paramatma, he is telling, Prabhu, don't cross this gate. Don't open the gate and go to the other side. There is a grave danger. So gate represents that threshold where we neglect that inner voice and we go ahead and indulge in sinful activities. Gate represents the threshold. And which is the other question you asked? Beware of dog is every practicing devotee who is practicing Krishna consciousness should be aware of the danger which is lurking ahead of us. So, when you read the board, if you neglect to read the board, you are doomed actually. But when you read the board, beware of dog, then what will happen? You will become alert. So, instead of beware of dog, we should put beware of Maya. Then what happens? We respect Maya. See, we don't fight with Maya. We respect Maya because we have seen that board. Beware of Maya. Anytime you can have fall down. See, we are not Achyuta. We are teeny souls. Anytime we can fall down. Even if somebody blows a air, we will fall down. Actually, that is our condition. So we have to be little vigilant. That vigilance, that alertness of not committing grievous sinful activities is that board. Beware of Maya. That represents that. And the gate represents the threshold. Even if we have read the board, We have heard the voice, still you open the door and enter, then you have to only blame yourself. The door, that gate represents the threshold. Hope I clarified you. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Any other questions or comments? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, you are absolutely right. Because when you are tired, you are in the mode of, which mode you are? Ignorance. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. See, Tamo guna, when you are in Tamo guna, when you are tired after coming from office, had a hard day's work, then naturally you have slipped into the mode of ignorance. At that time, to motivate yourself to pick up the chanting bead becomes very, very difficult. But when you are Sattva guna, you don't have to motivate yourself. It comes very naturally. Subha, early morning, there is no other engagement. Chanting becomes a very natural thing for you actually. But when you are in the mode of ignorance, first you have to, from mode of ignorance, you have to spur yourself to wake up from your seat and get into passion. And from, you have to transcend passion and you have to come to sattva. Then only you can take the japamala, which is kept hanging on the nail actually. Otherwise it is impossible. So, morning times, that's why I am saying, morning times are the best time to practice your spiritual practices. Okay, even night times, when you are in the mode of ignorance, you can take up a book, and you can read some. Then again, it will lift you back to sattva actually. So, evening times, if you have chanted, only 4 rounds in the morning, and you have kept 12 rounds after you come back from office, then it is a very uphill task. It is simply not done actually. If you had completed 12 rounds before you come back from office, 4 bacha hai, so somehow you can, like the contractor I told you, who is trying to escape the penalty, like that you can finish somehow the 4 rounds. But 4 rounds in the morning and 12 in the evening, it is impossible. I hope I answered your question. Hare Krishna, yes, bro. Yes. I didn't say this, Srila Prabhupada said this. Yes. Yes, correct. That word you used now, manage, that is a better word actually. You can manage your mind, but you cannot control it. Because the moment you try to control your mind, I gave you so many examples, because mind is a product of the material energy of Krishna. There is no way you can defeat the energy of Krishna. And Krishna has also told in the Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. Hey Arjuna, my Maya is very formidable. You cannot cross it so easily. But if you surrender to me, it becomes very, very easy. He has told. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante. But those who have surrendered to me, they will very easily cross over it. So it's a matter of managing that second word used, that is very appropriate. Mind has to be managed. Even children has to be managed. Even wives have to be managed and husbands also has to be managed, correct? You cannot control them. The moment you try to control them, they will become rebellious actually. If you tell Mataji, see, this month, no going to supermarket, jo bhi chahiye aapko grocery, you buy it from the cold store available nearby, I will not come with you to supermarket. The moment you tell that, you see what is the reaction. Immediately they will say, today evening we are going to the supermarket. And when you go to the supermarket, will they buy only the groceries required? No. Everything is displayed so nicely on the shelf. Then that also I want, this also I want. Then your bill will go to 120, 140 BD. However, if you buy it only from cold store, what is necessary, it will end up in 70 or 80 BD. Is it everybody's experience? So mind, don't ever try to dare to control the mind. Controlling is a very bad word actually. Mind controlling is a very bad word. Engage it, controlling is difficult. Engaging it is easy. See, this is so beautiful, right? Today morning we are here, the mind is automatically under control. Did you ever try to control it? See, nothing you can control, Prabhu. In life, nothing can be controlled. If you say, today I ate nice prasadam, and I did a very good job of digesting all of them. If somebody says like this, what will people say? Something is wrong with him. Huh? do we have control over the food we have kept inside our tummy? It goes by material laws of material nature. It will take care of itself. So do not try to control anything. The only controller is Krishna, Parameshwara. Where Parameshwara, he has the full control over everything. We don't have any control. So better engage yourself, come to temple, like what you have already done. You have chosen the Friday morning to come to temple. In itself is a very glorious achievement, actually, correct? And you are not feeling the pinch also. You have come here, you heard a class, now you are going to be served with nice, delicious prasadam. It all becomes so beautiful. And also in the bargain, your mind has already been reined in without much effort, correct? So always be in satsang, always be in the association of devotees, come to temple regularly, hear that katha, this Bhagavatam, Damodara Yatra, like that, take the boarding pass, keep going to duty-free shops, and when the final call comes, last and final call for passengers going from Balaramdesh to Golok Vrindavan, please come to the boarding gate immediately. When you heard that, you already have the boarding pass, go to the gate, go back home, back to body. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I hope you offered. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we thank Prabhuji. So we once again will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for thanking His Grace Raganugha Bhaktiman Das Prabhuji for such a wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So coming Monday, Rama Ekadashi, 28th October. So fasting from grains and beans. The fast breaking on 29th October is from 5:44 a.m. to 8:04 a.m.